was in Los Angeles, California. It was this place that I used to go to called The Lamp, and that's where it was a laundromat connected to a bathroom. They used to do free showers. So I used to go in there, use the bathroom, and then I used to take a shower, then I leave back up out of there. And there was also times I went in there and washed my clothes and a laundromat that was right next door. On the left side, that was the place that the men go to. Then on the right side, it was the place that the women go into to basically go in the bathroom and take showers. You know what I'm saying? One particular day, it was this lady inside of the laundromat area. She was yelling, she was talking to herself, she was cussing, and then she would literally switch up in the same exact sentence and say, "Excuse me, sir," or "Excuse me, ma'am." Like if somebody was in her way, she would say, "Excuse me." It was also people that was working with a team, like an organization of like college students, and they were working with a whole team of people that was basically giving out to the homeless, giving out food and like giving them free showers and stuff on this particular day. And they was giving out quarters to people that was washing their clothes at this place called The Lamp. They was also giving them detergent, packs of detergent, and also fabric softener. And there was this lady in there. This lady was probably old enough to be my mom. This dark-skinned lady, she was like kind of, I wouldn't say she was slim, but she was a little bit heavier than slim, dark-skinned lady, and she just kept yelling and cussing, kept yelling and cussing. And then there was this one lady that was on the side of me, on the right side of me, this Hispanic lady. She was older than me also. And I asked her, I said, "What is it do you think that she's on? Because she don't look like she's doing fentanyl. She don't look like she's doing coke. She don't look like she's doing crack. She don't even look drunk. She don't even have like a slurred speech or anything like that. She looked like she's in her right state of mind. She just keep yelling and cussing. And she would literally go right back to just talking to people in a regular way, but she was in like deep profanity mode with herself. Like she was talking to herself. And the lady said, "I don't know, I've been judged, I don't judge people." And I said, "I know, I'm not judging her. I was just curious, like, what do you think that she's on? Because I'm not judging her," but she was talking to herself. This lady was cussing at herself. It was another time. I was like leaning back against the window at this place that was called The Lamp. Some dude walks in that's old enough to be at least my pops or my granddad. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Hey," he opened up the door, walked through this place, because it walked through the laundromat door of this place that was at The Lamp. And he said, "Hey, if you don't want nobody stepping on your shoe, you shouldn't be in the way." And I looked at him like, is he really fucking talking to me like this right now? And then he was like, "You can hear? Can you hear? If you don't want somebody stepping on your shoe, you shouldn't be in the way." So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you know that around here, you must be an OG. And everybody respect all the OGs. First of all, you an elder to me. Anybody that's old enough to be my uncle or my pops is an elder. So why would you even like call me out or try to basically provoke me or just blatantly disrespect me if you know that everybody else is going to be on your side? That's going to put me in a predicament where people be saying, "Okay, who is he? Who the fuck is this nigga?" You know what I'm saying? I'm around Skid Row. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I don't know nobody here, standing out like a sore thumb. And some dude that's old enough to be my father comes up to me, don't say excuse me or nothing like that. I'm just leaning back against the window. I'm not laying down, but I'm like sitting back, resting my eyes or whatever. And this dude runs into my foot, and then say, "You don't want nobody running into you. Yeah, you need to say excuse me. You don't want somebody stepping on your foot. You need to say excuse me." So in my mind, I almost asked, would you say that to anybody? Have you talked to every single man like that throughout your whole life that you ever ran into before? I think like this. So or are you just doing this right now because you possibly trying to get some provoked with your young homies? I think like this. So I looked at him and I just said, "All right, man. That's it." I humbled myself and I said, "All right, man. Left it alone." I recall being at the library one time talking about how, this is way back in 2013, and I was talking about how it was a condom in my room when my family members threw a barbecue, and it was an unrolled condom in my room. And still to this day, I believe some type of lie got sparked up. I was talking to this one dude about it, and it took everything in me to just walk away and humble myself and walk away from the bullshit, because when I was talking to this dude about it, he said, and I was like, I don't know what happened. Still to this day, when nobody really tell me. This nigga said, "You know how." He's like, "You know what happened. You know." Like I was guilty. Don't know me at all. Don't know me from a fucking can of paint. They go say, "You know." And then another dude that was also out there talking, this is some dude that was from New York, was like, he gave me a quick story about how he had a son or something that been through some type of a crazy stuff, and his family never told him. So he gave me a scenario like, if something happened in the past, it's best to just leave it alone and don't even like think about it. But I was like, no. In my case, people that's throwing bullshit at me and constantly, continuously, repeatedly throwing bullshit at me for something that was sparked up a long time ago that was a lie. So it ain't like people just leaving stuff alone. People keep on accumulating more lies on top of more lies and then blocking my phone away from reality to do that. I'm speaking on this because when I was in that place called The Lamp, in the laundry room area, in the laundry section. I was talking to this older lady again about this. You know what I'm saying? That was the same lady that I asked about, the lady that was yelling and cussing to herself. I was asking her, like, what would you do in that situation? You know what I'm saying? I was just asking for advice. I didn't know this lady. You know what I'm saying? This lady, I was just in conversation with her because it was some lady that was screaming and yelling and cussing at the top of her lungs, yo, walking around the laundromat. All of the college kids was in there like laughing to themselves, like looking at her like they were basically mature about it and respectful enough to not tell her, all right, you doing too much, ma'am, and all of the other stuff. They just left her alone because we was around Skid Row, and that was around the area where a lot of people be on drugs. So I was asking this one lady about the stuff that I've been through. You know, basically, I didn't give a whole rundown of the stuff that I was talking about in 2013, but I just asked her advice on it. Like, would you basically keep on trying to figure out what was stated or what was said, or would you leave it alone? I just asked her that. And then she kind of sort of just went more silent. Like, she was looking at me like I was guilty about something. So I stopped talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Just to not make her uncomfortable. I truly believe, to this day, right now as I speak, December 17, 2025, it's 5:35 in the morning. I truly believe that when I was around that area called the Lamp, in that laundry room, I truly believe that a fucked up lie was told on me. I truly believe that somebody was probably trying to make it look like I was cussing somebody out, or probably somebody trying to make it look like I cussed that one dude out that was old enough to be my pops, that walked into the walked into the laundry room section of that area, because it's a laundry room and then you got bathrooms in the back, and you can also take a shower in there. You go in, you ask the security guard for a towel, you ask the security guard for some soap and some shampoo, and then you let them know what number that you on in the shower, and then they hit the button and then turn the shower on for like 10 to 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go when you go in there and take a shower or go use the bathroom. And then when you go use the laundry room, they open it up at a certain time and you just wash your clothes. But on this particular day, it was people that was working with like a team. It was a whole team of college students. I talked to a couple of them, asking them like what college you go to and stuff like that. And it was this one lady, this dark-skinned lady, that was walking around just cussing, yelling and cussing and shit. I recently had a dream about this dude from my old neighborhood named Thomas, yo. And I also had a dream, he was saying something about the lamp or something like that, and he was like trying to sneak and talk to my sister and shit like that. I'm stating all of this right now because I think somebody made up a real fucked up scandalous lie about me at that place called the Lamp, and I think it's a possibility that somebody was trying to say that I yelled at that lady that was out there cussing or something. I didn't say a single word to that lady that was talking to herself, but I vividly remember this because I think this was in like the first month of me living in Los Angeles, California. You know what I'm saying? And I was literally just washing my clothes. That was it. And there was some lady just talking to herself, yelling and cussing and talking to herself. And then she still had enough common sense and enough manners to say excuse me in a respectful way to people. So let's say if she was talking to herself and yelling and cussing, she'll stop and then she'll say, excuse me, sir. And then she'll go right back to yelling and cussing, and then she'll say, excuse me, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody probably gave her a couple of quarters and she'll be like, thank you, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? She was talking to people like that. So that's what made me ask this one lady. I was like, what do you think that she's on? Do you think that she just got like a mental problem? Because she wasn't drunk. She didn't look like she was on coke. She didn't look like she was on crack. Her pupils didn't look dilated. She didn't look like she was on fentanyl. She didn't look like that she was shooting up heroin or anything like that. She was just yelling and talking and cussing to herself. So if somebody has thrown something negative on my name in any kind of way at that area, that means a lot of people that was in there was in on it. A lot of people that was related to each other. A lot of people that was related to each other by family or gang. And this is my point. A long time now. Before I got to Cali, it wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as it got after I left Cali. You know what I'm saying? And people be thinking that they could just insult my intelligence and overlook the fact that pictures look Photoshopped now. Family members of mine look cloned now. And then the moment I start bringing that clone kind of conversation into this, what I'm talking about right now in the subject, everybody be like, okay, that nigga got problems. That nigga got like mental problems and all. But no, a lot of people worked as a team to try to fuck my life up when I was in Los Angeles, California, yo. A lot of people did. It's December 17, 2025, yo. And I'm going to say this again. When I was at that place called the Lamp, I was never flirting with anybody. I never got anybody number or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't engaging in sexual acts or anything like that. So if anybody throwing some type of lie on my name and said that I was doing something sexual or I was doing something flirtatious or if I was cussing somebody out at that area, I am being lied on. And there's a lot of people helping each other maintain and basically maintain that lie, then accumulate more lies on top of that. Flat out.